I know.
With the snake bite me off.
Mm-hmm. Are you up to that?
Uh,
Are you up to that?
yeah, it'll take a while, but we decided to take our young people on an outing, and we went all the way up to Horseshoe Seneca Lake, which is the biggest lake that there is in Arizona, and it was a long ways up in the mountains where we went, and right after we got up there, it's about 10:30. The girls and I, we sit down on the boat dock and started slinging our legs and laughing and talking, and all of a sudden something pricked me on the leg. Oh, did it hurt? I jumped way out and I said, girls, don't do me that way. And they said, do you? How? They call me Sister Mamie all the time, and I said, well, somebody stuck me with something. I said, it must have went deep. It hurts. And they said, we wouldn't do you that way. I said, okay. And I said, okay, is anybody ready to take a boat ride? I love to paddle these little old boats. And the girls said, oh, yes, take us. Oh, it was over a mile across that thing. I paddled all the way across there, all the way back, felt fine. And so they got back and the boys said, take us. And I said, okay, girls out, boys in. So they piled in. We got about halfway out, and I felt myself going round and round, and I was getting blurry-eyed, and I said, kids, there's something wrong with me. I said, I feel like I'm going to go on my head in this water, and I said, there's no earthly way y'all can drag me back to shore. They said, go back, Sister Mamie, go back fast. And I got back, and I said, Joanne, I don't feel good. I'm going to go lie down a while. So I did. I went and lay down in the van a while, and didn't get to stay there long until they came and said, Joanne, want you to come and help fix lunch. I said, okay. So I went and I worked getting our sandwiches and chips and everything ready and our drinks, and we ate. And then, stupid like, we played a game of dodgeball. Who was out there in the middle but me? Dodging the ball. Jumping around like nothing was ever happened to me. I didn't know what had happened to me. And so after we played the game of dodgeball, they said, let's go for a hike. We went for about a 3-mile hike out over through the woods and around and back. And then we loaded up, started back for Carrizo, got within 50 miles of Carrizo, had a flat tire. So it was just right across from a filling station, so I pulled right over and they fixed the tire, didn't charge me anything, gave us everyone a good cool pump, sent us on our way. And I got back to Carrizo and got all of the kids. I took everybody to their individual house and let them out, and then got back up to the parsonage, and Joanne and I were taking stuff out of the coolers and putting them back in the refrigerator and all. And anyway, whenever we were doing that, the telephone rang, and I went in there and I'd sit down in a chair and I answered the phone, and it was Brother Harris from up at McNary. and my left leg started throbbing me. And it was the first time I felt pain that way all day long. And, except when I got bit. I did feel the pain then, but after that I didn't. And, so I reached down to rub my leg, and I couldn't believe my eyes. My foot was swollen from my toes all the way up into my hip and turned a dark gray color. And I said, "Joanne, come and look at my leg." She come and she said, "What is it?" I said, "A blood clot." I said, "I've had a blood clot. That's the only thing I know of that caused me to swell like this." She said, "What do you do?" I said, "Put hot towels, just as hot as you can stand." She did. That sent me into muscle spasms till and I started praying. I said, "Lord, this is not a blood clot. I don't know what it is, Lord, but you know, and I ask you in the name of Jesus, show me, Lord, what's wrong with me." And he let me relive when I jumped and hollered. He said, "You're snake bit." A cottonmouth moccasin had bitten me on about halfway between my ankle and my knee. And so Joanne, I went and lay down on the bed, and she had me to go lay down on the bed, and I said, "Joanne, we're doing the wrong thing. Put ice on me." She put 3 cubes of ice on me, and it felt like 1 ton had been put on me. I didn't feel like I could move under all that. I said, "Joanne, what did you do? How much ice have you got on me?" She said, 3 little cubes. I said, "Oh." Well, she started shaking her finger in my face saying, "You're dying. You're dying. You're dying." I said, "Joanne, I'm not dying." I said, "The Lord gave me the assurance I'm not going to die from this snake bite. I know I will not die from this snake bite." Well, she wanted to take me to the doctor. I said, "No." I said, "We're here preaching divine healing. We're going to trust God through it. God's going to bring me through it. I got no fear. There's not 1 ounce of fear in my heart." And she was scared. She was wringing her hands and shaking her finger in my face. Well, I started laughing. Oh, I laughed. It felt so good. It was just a holy laughter from way down here. And hi, how you doing?
I'm good.
This is my family from Florida.
Well,
This is my Sunday school teacher.
I met you before.
The sweetest thing around.
How you feeling?
I feel something. I'm telling them about this late night. She's recording it.
You're fine.
So, anyway, whenever I kept telling her that, she said, "No, you'll be dead before I can find somebody to pray." I said, "No, I won't." So she went and opened the door, and there were people in the church. There y'all, wait. And so after she went over and got Brother William and Sister Helen, they were cleaning the church. She went over and she said, "Come quick, Mamie's dying." And that's all she told them, that I was a-dying. Well, they come scared to death themselves. I said, "Please, just pray." I said, "There's no fear in my heart. Don't be scared to death. Just pray. God will hear you. He'll answer your prayer." So they did. They prayed. But you know, I was stiff after that. I couldn't pick up a foot. I had to, when I walked, I had to slide my feet like this. And camp meeting started. That was on a Thursday. Camp meeting started on Sunday. And so Joanne said, now you got to drive the car with a load of people over to the camp. I said, are you teasing? She said, no, you have to. I said, you do what you have to do. Okay, let's go. So I got in her car. I made 5 and 10 miles an hour. And we got to camp, and they preached, and they put me up on the platform, and then they got me down and put me on at the altar, and all of the ministers got around me and started praying. I felt every bit of that poison go out the top of my head. And I never was bothered with it ever again. There were people came to me and said, oh, you get to a doctor, you've got so much poison in you, you will die. I said, not when God heals. I said, have you ever been healed by the power of God? They said, no. I said, I have. God does a perfect job when he does it. I have no fear. I will not go to the doctor. I went to the doctor over 10 years later. They were questioning me and wanting to know what all had happened to me since I've been in Arizona, and I told them about that. They said, you know what saved your life? I said, what? They said, your life, and said you had the perfect peace of God in your heart all that day. If you had not had the perfect peace of God in your heart, you would have been dead in 5 minutes after that bit you. But said you didn't allow any fear to grip your heart.
Are you all you guys related to Miss Mamie?
No.
Actually, we're not really
She
related
and
at
I-
all. They were college roommates.
She
Are
and
y'all
I-
from Florida?
We're
60
from